Fashion fictions brings people together to generate, experience and reflect on engaging fictional visions of alternative fashion cultures and systems. Through these activities we gain new perspectives on challenges, possibilities and pathways for change in the real world. I'm Amy Twigger-Holroyd, Associate Professor of Fashion and Sustainability at Nottingham Trent University in the UK. I founded the project in 2020 and it has already involved hundreds of participants all over the world. There are many problems associated with the way that we commonly use clothes today, particularly in the global north. Negative environmental and social impacts are generated from production through to use and disposal. These problems are made worse by the ever-increasing volumes of garments being produced by an industry driven by economic growth. The project aims to support transitions towards sustainable, post-growth fashion systems. It acknowledges the huge reduction in resource use that will be needed if we are to work within ecological limits. Such systems will involve different social and cultural norms, different economies, different ways of living with our clothes. It can sometimes be hard to imagine alternatives that are radically different because the status quo feels so entrenched. The project creates a safe space to explore the many possibilities of what alternative fashion systems might look like. It allows us to pause and ask ourselves, what do we wish for? To do this, we imagine contemporary realities in parallel worlds, worlds that have split off from our own at some point in history and taken a different path. We try to imagine positive and enticing worlds in terms of individual satisfaction, social justice and sustainability. We imagine worlds that are physically possible but push beyond what feels plausible to us today. A three-stage structure supports this imagining. At stage 1, we write 100-word outlines of fictional fashion worlds. At stage 2, we build on these outlines, creating visual and material prototypes. At stage 3, we step into the worlds, finding ways to enact what life is like there and reflect on these experiences. These speculative activities often generate a sense of wonder, a fresh perspective on our real-world experiences of fashion. Wonder prompts people to ask searching questions about the status quo, to identify precedents, whether historical or contemporary, that can inspire different ways of living with our clothes, and to come up with concrete ideas for action, whether personal or collective. We carry this wonder and the sense of possibility that it represents into the wilds of the real world to feed into a grassroots movement for brave and imaginative change. Fashion fictions has an ethos of openness and thrives on plurality. Everyone is invited to get involved. Please join us in exploring alternative worlds and imagining how fashion might be otherwise.